Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in Project Hero, an action-adventure game we're building from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, blueprints, C++, the gameplay ability system plugin, all that good stuff. So it's been a hot second since we worked on this last. We've been working primarily on the shield and everything, so we have shield working, we have all that kind of stuff. So I kind of want to work more on shield abilities. So for example, like when you have your shield up and you hold left click as an example, I want you to be able to like charge, and then when you release, you push forward in the direction that you're kind of facing at that moment. Something kind of similar to what they do in Hades. So I want to see if I can get that kind of going. So there's a couple different things that we need to do. Obviously, we're going to do a lot of this stuff in blueprints for now. So let's see. I don't know if I should categorize these anything within. So like we have shield, and then maybe I could have like shield bash. So now we can make blueprint class, and we can just do hero gameplay ability. We'll do HGA shield bash. And basically, just to make sure everything's kind of working, we'll put in a like a test print string or something like that once it decides to actually open up the blueprint. And obviously, it'll be one of these things where you kind of press and hold. So we're just got to make sure we can do that. Oh snap, it's Manfredo. What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining and watching. Yeah, I'm in my house. How's things going? Alright, so here's our ability blueprint. Let's just expand some of these windows so we can kind of see what we're doing. No worries, you don't have to watch for very long. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Sunday. Don't blame you for having a beer. So ability input ID, I believe we have to do, I think we want to do like confirm, because that's going to be left click. Let's do a quick print string for hello. We'll do end ability just to make sure nothing kind of messes up. And now we have put this as part of the shield. So there should be, it's under weapons, shield. Yeah, shield ability data. So we have block, and then we're gonna have to confirm. Guess we'll have to give it an input action in a second. So we'll do HGA shield bash, I guess. Ability name, we'll say shield bash. Hey, Gun Show John, how you doing? I guess we'll have to make a new input action. There should be an enhanced input actions. Let's just make another. We'll duplicate block, for example. A shield bash. Show trigger press, I guess is all that it really needs. So let's just see. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for checking out the video on demand, and appreciate the wishes here. See you later, Manfredo. Are you really working, or are you just having some fun? Well, like I guess a little bit of both. I mean, don't worry about bugging me. What's up? Do you have a question or anything? Like, I'm streaming on purpose just so people can ask questions or just kind of view what I'm doing. So I think I could do a little bit of column A and B. So if you have a question or anything, let me know. It's no problem. Let's just see if I'm able to properly grant. All right, so we got hello. But it's printed twice. So let's look at abilities. Do I have... So I have Shield Bash just once. I'm in search of creating a network of people to collab with or pick a brain at. Well, I definitely, you know, you can always pick my brain and stuff. I don't know about collaboration. It just depends on the situation, I suppose. So why is this being printed twice? That's a good question for me. Activation required. We definitely want to be blocking. Ability tag, so ability. I'll have to say ability dot shield bash. Or we could just say bash. So we'll add this gameplay tag. Shield bash ability. Trying to learn where I can lead off my own game. I mean, you gotta just kind of start somewhere, you know? So block abilities with tag. I guess we want to block jumping, for example. So do you have any skill sets within game development? Are you like a game designer, programmer, artist? Are you more of a marketing producer kind of person? That'd be kind of good to know. Let's see. Kind of curious why is it being printed twice? Is my first question, you know. So hello, but why? So we have shield bash. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. It's fine. Do I need to have it under ability input? Yes, I do. Okay. I have to see what this code is doing too. So hero ability data asset. Hero ability data asset. Okay. Forget where I put this. So we have weapons. No, don't want to move anything. Whoops. It's under item data. No. Data. Hero ability data asset. So we don't really need this. It is nice to have a given should have directly in the player. I think that's whatever. So clear all abilities with that input ID. Let me just look. I'm not granting it twice, right? Just one. So maybe it's under this. Maybe I could change it to like it triggers when input is released. Maybe it should just be hold. Let's just see if anything changes in that regard. Oh, it's still being printed twice. Okay. Let's just do pressed. No, maybe in the context is a problem. I'm John, 34 from Texas. Nice. I'm a father of 3, married for 6 years. Currently a stay-at-home dad post-Rona. Pre-Rona, I was an oil field man. My father introduced me to computers at the early age of 4. Anyone who knows me knows I spend my time at the PC. I don't know if I need to add my mapping. Shield bash. Left mouse button. Triggers. Rest. No modifiers or anything. Let's just see what happens. Does anything change when I do that? Still twice. Let's add a breakpoint. So it gets... Why does it get activated when I release? Or is it twice? Yeah. It's interesting that it's firing twice. Let me just change this to ability 1, for example. Let me just see if that'll change it. No. I also got to change it in here, I think, right? Okay, so it only gets printed once there. There is an issue with confirm. So, all right, so I'm willing to learn what I can, pay others for the time if they decide to help me. Okay. Well, what is it that you want to learn? So why? So now I just gotta figure out why this thing is breaking the way it is. I appreciate the follow guns for John as well. Thank you. Download UE5, nice. Okay, no problem. Just super confused why, like, this ability isn't granted twice. Is it? It's on the other side. No. Hello. Let's just end the ability directly real quick. I just want to see, like, it's pretty sure it can't be from anywhere else, right? No. Okay, now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck with blocking for some reason. Got a lot of shaders to compile, I don't know why. We got confirm here. Left mouse button pressed like that. Let's just wait for those shaders to compile. I don't know why it's taking so long. All right, so block, right? Let's get the shield. I press that and does hello twice. Let's go to my project settings real quick. Input, okay, so maybe it says confirm is here still. I'm going to say no. Let's see if that fixes anything. Could I chat with you on Discord, or would that take way too much? Right now is not a good time. Like, I can kind of chat like this, but speaking on Discord, no, not so much. But honestly, I don't have the time to help you in that regard. Like, I could always give you advice on where to look for tutorials and things, but myself contributing anything more than that, unfortunately, that's a no-go. Okay, so removing that from the project settings broke everything, so that means we have to go into code. We basically have to add that action mapping. So I'll take a look. I believe it's in the hero player character. Let's take a look. You want to create a water world, where would you start? So when you say water world, are you talking explicitly everything's underwater? Or are you talking about like above water as well? All right, so so like on the surface of the water. I guess, well, I mean, it depends on how realistic you want it to really be. If you want something, that's the one thing that's bad about making anything involving with water, because you'll have to deal with water physics and water simulation and things like that. So it really depends on how realistic you want to get. Like if you want things to kind of move on top of the surface of the water. I'm sure there's something on the Unreal Marketplace that has a lot of stuff there ready for you. So maybe look into the Unreal Marketplace to see if you can find anything with water simulation. Well, graphics and mathematical simulation are kind of two different things. Like you'll need to figure out if you want it to be simulating correctly and realistically, then that's the first step. That's going to be the biggest problem you're going to face because there's a lot of complexity within that. I'm sure there's something on the Unreal Marketplace, so maybe start there or find some sort of engineer or programmer that can help you do that. So bind ability activation to input component. So we have two of these. So I don't think it's gonna work because we need to bind that action, right? So do we do that? You don't do that in the actual data, right? Because this goes through like the default abilities and then binds that kind of action. So maybe we have to do something like this. So maybe we have to make a function to individually bind stuff. So we have the shield blocking, right? Let's just look at the other shield blocking thing. So this is, I guess, shield test. No, this is shield ability. So block. So we have it under this thing called block. And block is right mouse button. And then we have attack, which is left mouse button. Since we haven't worked on this in a while, I have to remind myself of like 1,000 things. So we have a block. All right, let's add attack. And we'll use attack instead. I guess we'll need to add back what we kind of removed. So we'll put confirm back. Can I move this up? No. This could be out of order. So confirm. Say left mouse button. Oh yeah, much appreciated. Yeah, I worked on Outriders and I also worked on the DLC, World Slayer. But I just finished my employment with People Can Fly. I have a couple weeks in between jobs, and then I start at CD Projekt Red next month, and that's where I'll be. All right, so we gotta recompile now that we added that new option here for attacking. Yeah, I'm currently in Warsaw, but I'm an American from Long Island, New York. So this is going to take a little bit of time to compile. So maybe in the meantime, we can look at the marketplace, see what they have for water simulation, maybe. I mean, there's a water surface simulation tool. Only one review. This one. That's 3 reviews. Water physics. Some of this stuff is pretty expensive. What you're seeing is Polish zloty. So don't be hesitant when you see things like 2,000. It's not euros or dollars. So like if I buy these, does that give me the rights to it? Most likely, yes. You can always just double check with the developer if they require any sort of recognition in the credits or anything. But, you know, once you buy it, it's yours, so. Excuse me. It's Polish zloty. It's a Polish currency. So, it's like, I don't know. I think it's like 4 or 5 zloty to $1. So you just divide the price by 4. Well, it's Polish currency because I'm in Poland. That's why. You'll see it as dollar because you said you're in Texas. So. We're almost done compiling. There we go. Now, it should just be a matter. A couple of things, I guess. I think. We'll see. Let's take out attack from our project settings, from our input. So I remember seeing that there. Oh, there's attack. I think we could take out blocking too. Let's take out blocking and just see if it breaks our block. Yeah, it does. Why? Okay. Let's see. So A 2060 is, I think, okay. Obviously, the better the, the better the graphics card, the better it'll be. But I don't think it'll be that bad. There should be requirements too if they did their jobs right on the marketplace asset. All right, let's go. Let's see how we can fix our blocking thing. Because everything else works, right? Like, what are our granted abilities? Like, jumping is working. Do we have jump in here? No. It should be okay. Is it because it's in the default settings? Let's see, abilities. Granted ability? No. Data asset player abilities, right? It's probably because it's included in here. And the blocking stuff is not. So yeah, I definitely think we need to create an explicit function. So we have set up player input, right? And it does this all for like the default stuff, but I think we need to make an explicit function as well. I just don't know what it would require. So let's go hero player character, right? Man, my code fucking sucks. We'll do it under, okay, so there's, aha. Well, no, there's input action block. Jump action block. Why do we need to do that? I wonder. I forget what I was doing. Ability bind delegate. Let's make a new U function. Make it a U function. We'll make it blueprint callable just in case. Say void, and then we'll say. So there is bind ability to input ID, right? So we have to do something similar here. So what are we doing, right? So we have the action. So we're passing in an F hero gameplay thing. So we want to do that for sure. So void bind individual ability to input. I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but we'll do something like that. So just try to load up FPS template with ray tracing crashed. That sucks. Do you have crash symbols loaded? Did you see what the reason was behind it? Let me just nuke it from there and put it like right above this one. Call to bind individual abilities to input, something like that. And so essentially, we gotta just say something like this. We have to get the enhanced input, right? Into the scope that fatal error. Okay, it's one of those gross ones. Okay, I'm not sure. We gotta get the player input, right? Do I have to just do like get player input? Am I able to somehow get the input? C++, get player input component. Let's see what information we get. Scene component, blah, 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 of my pawn. So that doesn't really tell me anything. Okay, is there like really no way to do that? Let's see. We have the bind action stuff. Well, there's input component. So I don't know if that's gonna actually pass, right? Like, where does this get set, I guess is my question. Okay, that's the component that has the input for this actor if input is enabled. All right, I think we just gotta test this, right? So in hero ability data asset, right? I guess we gotta. So it clears it, and then we grant it. Like, I feel like this should handle all of that, right? I'm wondering why the input doesn't just work. So let's try first with blocking. So give abilities. So I guess we gotta first say what, like a hero player character equals cast a hero player character. Get owner? No. I guess it has to be something like that. Then we'll say if that and player character. What's this? Can be const or something? Yeah. And then we could say player character bind individual. Is it not public? Public. Then we pass the ability. The player character is wrong. Can I convert this argument from type const? Okay, so it can't be const anymore. Oops. Do I have to like dereference it? Okay, maybe we don't need that. These are always kind of guessing games now. MSI Afterburner was causing the herp. That's weird. So I wonder if that's going to be okay. Like, we can at least put a breakpoint here and just recompile. Just see what happens. Actually, no. Let's stop this real quick. Let's do both of these things. Try again. Again, I'm super confused on why like blocking wasn't working. I'm guessing because it's not. I'm guessing it's because of this. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. Gotta love it when you gotta compile. So basically what we're doing, we're having this breakpoint here because I want to know if this input component that I'm trying to check here in cast2 for the player enhanced input is valid when I try to call that. All right. So I think, in theory, as soon as I spawn, it should hit that breakpoint. We'll let you know. Let's see. Bum bum. Okay. But that doesn't even get called. So I can't just build the world in UE? Yes, you can. Where'd you get that impression? Okay, so that's not getting called. Does this get called? Yes, it does. But like, if like, basically, that's why I asked that question at the beginning, where it's like, do you want to have accurate water simulation? Because if you do, you need some tool that grants you that ability to have that surface level simulation so things can float on it, for example. But besides that, yeah, you can build the world in Unreal. You don't have to use any kind of explicit like 3D modeling tools like 3ds Max or Maya or Blender or anything. You can use those to build individual assets, but you know, the world exists within Unreal Engine. All right, so I'm assuming this is where it's failing. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't even go over. So let's see. So the owner is the player state. I should have known that, okay? So like, let's see, get avatar actor maybe is what I need. We could try this again. Yeah, so you really just have to map out how you want your game to be like if most of the game takes place underwater, then you'll have to figure out, you know, swimming animation, or if it's like, okay, is it like Jar Jar Binks alien planet kind of thing where they have like they're underwater but they're in like, you know, structures within underwater, so you're not underwater. Maybe Bioshock would have been a better example than Jar Jar Binks land. But if it is like explicit like water, and you're swimming in the water and you know, go above water, break for surface tension, you want to move with the water and stuff, you'll have to look into that kind of simulation stuff. Oh, hey Alex, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Hope everything's okay. You know, I messaged you on Facebook, but I guess I don't know if things aren't working with Facebook. So glad to hear you're doing good. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, so yeah, we're gonna hit a breakpoint again. So I'm guessing now it should be okay. We have ability system component. Does it give avatar actors, BP hero characters? So that should be valid. So we should be able to step over. Yes, now it's going through it. So now we should eventually now hit this part. If I hit resume. Yes, we're here now. So now it's just a matter of stepping over now. So what ability is this? To jump. Why is it jump? Okay, let's just hit resume on everything. We didn't crash, so that's good. So we have shield bash. Can we block? No. Cool. Do we even? Yeah, we have block. So we have jumping is okay, but we have shield blocking is still no good. Like, I wonder. Let's say, for example, instead of bind individual components, let's comment these out. Because in theory, this should break everything in terms of the abilities we're granting and being able to use the abilities like jump, for example. But because we have this bind individual ability to input, we're calling this with all these abilities. So you want a first person perspective sailing. So are you talking about Sea of Thieves style? Because yeah, Sea of Thieves has, wild water simulation, and they did a lot of work on that. Maybe not explicitly pirate themed, but more or less that sounds like the kind of game you're making. So yeah, definitely. Luckily, Unreal Engine 5 has the capability to support large worlds. You can have huge landscapes, and you can develop islands from that, or you can have specific sections from islands and have ocean everywhere else. So yeah, I guess surface level water simulation is your first bet. Okay, so yeah, so now I can't even jump. So that's no good. So this doesn't do what I was hoping it would do. So yeah, we call bind ability to input pressed. Yeah, and then we do that. So that should work. It's weird that, like, where's input ID even being used? That's also a very interesting thing. Well, 2D assets could just mean textures and materials. Where's input ID being used? Anywhere? No. So if default abilities. Okay, so I think we're missing this too. Did I say that? Okay. There's all these other actions. Let's see if that made a difference. Let me just comment this back out. Excuse me. Give me a second, I have to blow my nose. Ugh. I hope that's not too disgusting for you guys. Hold on. Throw that out later. Okay. I'm hoping this will work. Yeah, I think in general we should still be able to move. All right, so still no jump. That's cool, I guess. I wonder why though. Because you know we're going through this. It seems like we're doing it twice, right? Bind ability activation to input component. Bind ability activation to input component. It seems like, yeah, we're, like in here we're doing that twice, which kind of is confusing to me. You can just probably maybe nuke that. Maybe this can. So ability dot action. Like, I'm curious what the difference is doing it here and then doing it there. Like, do I have to like literally have an empty spot? In the default abilities? That doesn't sound right. You can always try it out though. Maybe because like maybe that'll be the play here. So player abilities, right? So for example, let's go back. I should be able to jump now. Let's see. So we have sprinting, jumping, crouching, sliding, evading, ability 1, 2, and 3. So I should be able to just say block. And let me just say nothing there. And let's just see if I'm able to block now. Yes, I am. Okay, and I hit left click. And I think I crashed. Oh, no. So let's go back to project settings, input. So no more blocking or attack, right? No. Good. So now I should be able to say same thing for attack. Attack. All right, I gotta make one for attack. So save. Where's the enhanced input? Actions. Did I make one? Okay, that's shield bash. Say I attack. Like that. Now, maybe I have to do another input action. But for attack. Now, where do I use this? Do I use this anywhere? Kind of. I guess it's because it's an explicit kind of thing. Like, where do I have jump action? Right? Yeah, I don't use it anywhere. I shouldn't have to have block or attack because they're abilities, quote unquote. So we should be okay there. But you know, again, we haven't looked at this code in like 1.5 weeks, so maybe it'll break. So far, so good. I don't like how long this is taking to compile. It's not a good sign. Oh, we're okay. We're good. So now what I believe we have to do is update the shield bash to use the attack option. We should be okay. Because I swear to God, if it prints hello twice still, I'll be very upset. But we'll see. So attack. Save. There you go. Perfect. We're back in business. We don't need that function anymore because it really doesn't do anything. So let's just nuke that. Okay, we can compile that back later. So now to make this kind of look a little ridiculous, we gotta do what? I think it's like wait release or something. Wait input release. So on release, we could say, I guess we can get a reference to our character first. To get hero player character, get character. We'll say, right? Get owning hero character. Just cast that out. So hero character. It's valid. It's not valid with endability. So on release, so we definitely have to do something with time held, right? So we can put that to a variable right now. Time held, fine, totally, it's fine. And let's just, for the sake of this, print it out, and then endability, just so we can make sure that this is working. So we're holding, and okay, so it only does that, but it doesn't wait for me to release it. So it automatically releases, because I believe of how the input action is. So let's look. Enhanced input actions, attack. I think we could do hold and release. Let's see. No. Maybe it has to be in the input context. There we go. Can't really see that at the top left, but you know, press and hold, let go. It says 2.78, right? So this is technically working. I don't know if it needs like the threshold time or anything. I also don't know like if I need to make different contexts for different weapons. That might be something to investigate. Investigate contexts per weapon. I have to make sure I write input context. Field input context. Board context, etc. One of these is also like that. Right, hold and release. It's 0.001, so maybe we can just make it like that too. We checked out, good. Good. Okay. Maybe it'll be better if it's not like that, but we'll see. I guess we can have something like this as a sequence, where it does this, and then it also does like wait delay. Because it could have like a fail-safe thing. Because again, what we're trying to do here, you press and hold. I want you to be able to start charging, like you're charging in place, and then when you let go, you dash forward in that direction. And based on how long you hold it, determines like the distance and maybe even the power of the damage. But we don't really have a damage system in place right now, so that's really still up in the air. So for now, let's not even worry about that part. Let's just get this normal part working. So we have the time held. We know that kind of works. Now, I think, what is it? Because we do this when we slide. I don't think we have it in Blueprint anymore. I don't remember what exactly we do. Because I think it's some physics related thing where it's like, apply force or something like that. Applied. So we get the hero movement component. Okay, now we launch. So launch character, right? Launch character. If true, replace the X by adding to it. So yeah, we're gonna do a Z override. We don't want you to be able to, even if you're aiming up. I don't know, maybe that would be cool to be able to dash upwards, but for now, let's just add a comment. Would it be cool to dash upward? Could be. We could test it out. So we're gonna get control. Is it get control rotation? Times this times no, we'll just do that. So we'll do this by 500. So there's like a minimum kind of dash velocity. Then we'll do another time like this. Well, that should be valid. Let's see what happens. Interesting. We don't end the ability, do we? Let's... I think we gotta do something like this instead. Right, as one multiplying, you could just change the type dynamically. So that should be okay. Technically kind of worked. But yeah, we have this whole falling thing. Let's not give ourselves a Z. I break this? Yeah. For now, let's not give ourselves a Z velocity. Okay, so we still have let's just make this a ridiculous number just to see what happens. Too ridiculous. Let's try that. So it's kind of like that. But, you know, it's the things that were falling. Tags, right? I don't know how that should work really. Because like maybe the override needs to be at that and it'll be okay. So how does sliding look? So it does 0, so false on everything. Like I don't want it to be like, do I how would this work best? Okay. I guess for now, at least we made some progress, but I'll have to end the stream a little short today. I'll have to think about how I want to handle this though. Like, you know, how like I would want to have a specific animation like you bashing forward, but you know, how do I need to do this? Like activation required is fine. Like you have to be blocking, and then when you do it, you kind of have to like stay in that animation pose. So I gotta make sure like the ability doesn't end until like you reach the end of the push. So like I don't know if I need it should, I don't know if I have to like manually like move the player along the axis direction through like a timeline or something. I can't really use timelines and abilities, I don't think. No. So it'd have to just be like timing based. It's kind of weird. I don't know if I really like that, but maybe that's what we'll have to do. So I'll kind of have to think about it a little bit more. I'll try to stream tomorrow. We'll try to continue this, try to be more consistent here. So that'll be it for today. Guncho John, thanks for the follow. Thanks for talking. I hope everything works out. Feel free to join the Discord if you aren't already. You can always ask questions, talk there, and stuff like that. It's totally fine. I don't know if this message will work. No, it won't. I guess I don't have that connected. What's the name of the Discord? Should just be the Life of Jevons. So just try to find that if you want to join the Discord. We could talk, kind of just continue the conversation there. But until next time, have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you may be, and I will see you soon. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 4 game development live stream. We're back. Sorry, Unreal Engine 5. So we had this project in Unreal Engine 4, but now we're in Unreal Engine 5. Where we're making an action RPG using Blueprint C++, the Gameplay Ability System plugin, all that good stuff. So we've been working on our shield and our shield abilities. So yesterday we were working on properly granting everything and make sure everything was working. So now, you know, we have our shield, we can do all that, and we can press and hold, and we get pushed forward, but you know, the game thinks we're falling, because I guess technically we are in air. But we have to update everything so that like, so that we can get the motion right. So, you know, we have like, do we want to, you know, do like a simple timeline, or do we want to do it by force or something like that? So that's kind of up in the air of what we really want to do. We should also do a new status thing. So status dot or yeah, I think it should be a status. So status dot shield dot dash. Because right now I'm in my head, I'm debating quick. It's a little better. I'm debating whether or not we want to, because like basically like when we have status dot falling, we have that animation where we're kind of falling. So I don't know if I want to prohibit that status from happening while this is active, or I just have to update the animation blueprint to be like, okay, if we have the status, don't really worry about it, which might be easier. But I also want to look at these essential shield and sword animations. Because there's the rust. What's the rust? Nice. And also just so I noticed we had some followers today. So Scott BC28 and Derp Gamer, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Okay, do we have thrust broken up into different things? Let me just look at. Because he's starting with his right. Is my shield on my right? No, it's on my left. That's upsetting. The thrust. Thrust left. Thrust up. Rolling. Shield break. Okay. That'll be interesting to have at some point. Do we have animations to support what we want to do? Is the question. So we have kneeling, picking things up, jumping, jogging, being hurt, getting up, equipping, dodging, dying, attacking, attack, plunge. So we don't have some of the animations that we want to have. Like we have shield and stuff like that, but you know, I kind of want to have like a deep pose. So I wonder if we're gonna have to spend some money today. We could take a look into the marketplace. Zombie walking. So shield animation. We have sword and shield animation pack. We have essential spear here. We have this one. And we have axe and shield. Actually, okay, so axe and shield. So second shield. Let's filter for animation sequence. So there's okay, so game hero, and then we have axe and shield. Okay, so maybe there's more. So in place and root motion. Let's just take a look here. Okay, there's a shield bash. And it's with the left. So actually, that's kind of perfect. So we can use that one, and then is there like so there's sprinting, there's throwing, landing, unsheathing, idle. Open this up in new windows here. No, idle is not really what we want. Is there a block? Block start. I mean, those animations are way better anyway. There's block loop. Okay. I think we need to... I forget what it's called. We're gonna need to... not reparent. Like... we had to do this before. Why am I blanking on what we need to do? Let's just open the directory here, show folder here. So we have player character, we have animation. Yeah, we have to retarget. So we have sword and shield. So we have to do a retargeter for like axe and shield, pretty much. That's what we need to do. I just have to remind myself on what we have to do. So we gotta go to good old Google. So UE5 retarget animation. Yo, what's up? Cuz. Okay, if we're saying cuz, then I'm guessing this is Sabi. Because he's the only person I know that says cuz. How you doing? Okay, so this is definitely. Yeah, boy. Yo, what's up? What's good? Alright, so yeah, we gotta watch this thing about retargeting these animations. So we're going overview. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Yoshi boy. I appreciate it. How are y'all doing? Alright, so creating the IK rig is what we need to do. So I'm gonna mute this ambient music.
So it doesn't matter if you're not using
We gotta just watch this.
either, but we need to create an IK rig as it is an IK retargeter. So what we're going to do is right click, go to animation, and create an IK rig.
Okay, so put that aside. So we gotta make another IK rig. So animation, IK rig. Okay, what skeleton do I need to use?
Now we want to choose a skeleton mesh, which we want this rig for. I want it to be the X.
Okay, so it needs to be for this one, axe and shield. So we gotta find meshes, I guess. Characters, maybe. Mannequin. Mesh. So this SK skeleton mannequin, but there's like a bunch of them. So we just gotta be careful which one we pick, I think. We could maybe we can maybe we could try using it. Let's try one, for example, before we even try doing this. So let's go here, ambient music back on. Sorry, unmute it. So we'll try block start, right? So we can right click, retarget animation, duplicate, and retarget animation assets. So maybe we could do something like that. So let's see what this looks like. And that looks okay. So I think we can do that. So let's go block start here. Now there should be block loop. I don't think we need to do block end. I also like, I don't know, the blocking that we have now is kind of like meh, and this whole blocking thing is kind of cooler. But it's also hard to determine, like, you know, when we want to use this shield bash ability, like, you know, can we do anything more interesting with that? Yoshi, well, I'm doing good. You know, I'm you know, in between jobs for the next few weeks, so you know, I'm chilling, I'm streaming, I'm working on my project, things like that. How you doing? But like, I'm debating if we should use this as the shield. But if we do this with the shield, we'll have to remake a lot of stuff. So maybe for now, we'll say this is just for the shield bash. But this looks way better. so we'll just try this out, right? All right, so we got block start, and then we're gonna need block loop, I think. Yeah, I'm using JetBrains as well. Okay, so we got that, and then we got block loop, right? Because so basically, what I want for the bash, I want you like to be able to like charge, and then when you let go, it does this, like shield bash thing, like that. But you're like kind of moving forward with it. I think that'll be pretty cool, and I kind of want to get that to work. But yeah, we have block start and we have block loop. We have to do this one, I believe. So we'll right click, retarget. Luckily, we saved ourselves some time when having to retarget anything, so we can just do that. Retarget. All right. So animation, off mail, weapon equipping. I guess I'll just have to do shield bash, I guess, might be the best. I think it's in this root content thing, so we just gotta move it. Now, I want to try to make this like a montage. So we'll do shield and shield bash again. Make a new animation montage. I guess we could make a montage from this, right? Create montage. Let me just move that here. AM underscore shield bash. AM for animation montage, of course. All right. So we're gonna have to make sections, right? So I don't know if we want to call. Can we rename this? Yeah. We'll say start bash, and then we'll have to add this other animation here, the loop. Okay, or not. Let me put this into like another window real quick. Maybe it'll be easier to like kind of just drag and drop it. There you go. And so now we make another section here, right click, say bash loop. Probably the best way to say it. We won't give any spaces between these for consistency. And so now, start bash and bash loop. So right now, what happens? Like, it just plays through and then, starts over. So now it'll bash loop. And then we'll add another section. Now we gotta do the whole bash part. So we can retarget this. Move that appropriately. And then we just have to add this into our montage. There we go. And we'll have, oops. Okay, let's go here. Excuse me. And we'll say start bash, bash loop. Let's say bash. Too much bash. I haven't heard this word in so long. Okay. So now it should just be like start batch, and then it just loops. And it will just loop, and then eventually we'll have to call batch, right? And I think so the animation slot. We'll do full body. And when we do that, it kind of just A poses or T poses on us. Not a big deal. We can just reopen it and it should be A-okay. So now it's a matter of so like what we could pretty much do. We'll see what it looks like. Is at this point we could do play animation montage. And we have these different notifies and everything like that. So in skeletal mesh component, we have our hero character, so we could just do get mesh. That should be okay. And then we can use this montage we just made into there. Starting section, we could say is start bash. Yo, what's up, Casper? How you doing? All right, so we have start bash, and we can continue here, right? So in theory, we should see something happen, unless our montage is just, or not, maybe either our montage or our animation blueprint is all kinds of fucked up. So we'll have to see. We got this. Okay, and it works. And but okay, now we're not. I don't know what's happening with our animation right now. Oh yeah, I'm full of energy, dude. I'm thriving at the moment. I think it's because we ended the ability, right? So what exactly happened? So it's like boom. Let me let go. So like what animation is happening? Do we have an animation? No. We don't have an animation category. So honestly don't know what's happening. I think the concern here let's try setting things up as we would expect. So on release, so we're launching character. But he's not actually moving. So there should be a function, what, change animation section? Montage jump to section, right? And we named this bash. And I guess end ability should be on completed. So we're charging. Okay, and it's getting kind of overridden by the falling, I think. So let's say, so under animation, so there's sequences, there's blueprint. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So we have the animation graph, we have a bunch of shit. I believe it's in default. We have double jumping, we have idle run, jump start. So basically, is in error is becoming true. So I don't know if we have to add like another check, like a tag check here, because you know we're doing a bunch of fucking things here. Guess we can add it here. So we have character, player character. Can we say like has gameplay tag? And our gameplay tag we're going to check for is status.shield.bash. Status.shield.bash. And I guess we gotta be like, I guess we can call it what? B shield bash or something. So I don't think we want to allow we don't want to allow them to enter the jump state thing. So we gotta say there's an error and not shield bashing. Oops, not equal. Not Boolean. That should be what we're looking for. Let's see what happens. Okay. So still looks kind of dumb. I wonder if it's because these things are root motion. So let's try making these things not root motion. Just seeing if that changes anything, because we're not launching forward. So let's clean out some of the stuff that we have here. I guess we can group edit this. So asset actions, bulk edit, root motion, disable that. Now let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, so boop, 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 boop. So I don't know why it's doing that. Like, do we need this? Do we like? Shouldn't this thing like the montage end? Yeah, it looks dope, right? Is it because we're using this full body slot? Let's go back to default and just see what happens. All right. So using default, nothing happens. I know if we use like lower body or upper body, it's gonna look dumb as well. But right now, it's just dumb. So, you know, it's not gonna hurt us if we just try to make it look any better. Yeah, it just seems like the animation's just like not ending correctly. So let's just put back full body. It's like when we bash, he's just doing wah, yeah. Go ahead, event and ability. Do we have to say stop montage? I don't think I've ever had to explicitly say that, but let's see what happens. Well, no, that didn't work. Oh, whoops, I added this delete slot. Slot name, full body, boom. Okay, so let's look at this animation blueprint right now. Preview, let's go to spawn. Let's look at what he's doing. So this is false. Like, just the lower body is no longer... I think it has something to do with this. So let's just say So this is full body cache. Let's just draw that real quick. Let's just go straight like that. Okay. Okay, so it's just not going, it's not returning us back. Where's our, so default cache. Let's try default cache pose instead. I'm not very good with animation blueprints, as you can tell. Barely know what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, so now it's just not doing anything. Okay. Do I have to do like full cache and then do this? I really want to know what's happening. Let's start from the beginning, right? So we're playing, we're here. We have the default state machine. So it looks like something in the default state machine is not returning back to normal. Because like, look, you see it doing something. We'll have to like watch this somehow. This way. Yeah? No, that's game stream. So as soon as we do that, it kind of just stops doing what it's doing. And I wonder why. Do I have to go through like a slot? Do I have to say like full body slot like that? No. So like an out pose is just not coming out from this. All right, I'm gonna have to debug this through 2 separate windows. Forgive me. Now we have jumping, we have blocking. But yeah, as soon as I do that, like the idle run stuff just kind of goes away. So is blocking. Let's see. Maybe 5. Okay, montage breaks animation blueprint, I guess is the best way. Animation montage breaks animation. Let's see what that says. I have 2 firing animation, one for aiming, one from the hip. Looking at the animation montage in the editor, it looks fine. The animation playing is intended, but when I do play it in game, the animation breaks. It's the left hand. Oh. Well, you have no default pose, so the non-blending can't work correctly. You may just be blending into a T-pose. Show debug animation. Okay. Okay, so maybe we could just do show debug animation. So let's see what that does. Show debug. That just looks messy. Okay, if I click too quickly with shield, it breaks. So that's not good. We gotta fix that. But okay, so show debug animation. This is so hard to read. What the fuck am I even looking at? um. So montage is 0. Let's start from the beginning again. All right, we're also able to move while we're doing that, so that's already kind of broken too. Um, definitely didn't set something right in the animation graph. Like, I don't know if I have to make another state or anything. Let me just put this in through directly. I just want to see what happens there. Alright, so it still breaks, so it has nothing really to do with that. Let's see. And animation montage to animation blueprint. This could be something worth looking at. Let's take a look. It's only 5 minutes.
We will add the requirement and play when we press our debug key or fire our weapon. These are actually unfixed. I want to start working with using the create one called when we're pressed a little the enemy fire right here. Sure, we open that up. Name them full time. You get to decide where each of those are processed. So we're gonna look for slots, and it will say slot default slot. We have to select that one. It doesn't know the other ones yet. And here we can change it in the top right in the details panel. We can change it to full body or upper body. And for the first one, I'm gonna say full body. Full body montages should be placed right before the output, in my opinion.
Okay. I remember we had this talk at work about it. Well, let's look at where my slots are. So full body slot. So honestly, I don't know. So default slot. Change this to full body. So this is probably gonna break stuff. Let's see. And the fact that it's not returning is like really screwing me up.
I think those should always be the most body here before the movement results. That means that the iron sight, because so it's the same as P. I think I'm going because then I know you to blend problem logic, really cover up to blend the arms. So now we're missing and change the slots to the upper body.
I guess we should do that too. Put music back on. So I think this is what we originally were doing. So full body and pose. And we gotta do use cache full body end pose. So what does he have here? So post aim.
Compile and save.
So boom boom. Layered blend per bone. Boom. It's just to upper body. Does he change anything
Now
with?
when we fire the weapon, you can see he reacts physically to it. Now, if you think the reaction is a little bit much,
So I don't think this is gonna make a difference, right? Okay. At least we got that back to normal. So let's look. So drop. All right. So let's see. Just draw a bow pose. Blah blah blah. Can I do a default slot? How many? Okay. Can I find references? Find references. So there's only those two. Slot. Okay. What if I were to do this kind of like directly? Let me. Oh no. Let me get default state machine here. And let me pass it through like this. Let's just do that directly. So we can keep everything else kind of more or less the same. Does that change anything on how our animation is behaving? No. I guess we could just do something like that. Let's say 45 animation montage doesn't end. Animation. I don't know how to better write this. Animation montage won't end. Do I have to look at this again? Can I play literally any other montage? Try evade. Okay. That one plays correctly. What does this evade thing do? So full body. What? What's the difference? Let's see. Modified properties. Nothing modified. Nothing modified. Okay, cool. So enable root motion. Let's just not give it a starting thing. Let me just see what happens. What possibly could be the difference? I'm not 100% sure. This is kind of frustrating. Does end ability get called? No. Interesting. So the bash part doesn't happen. Why? Should. Okay, at least we're getting answers. Let's do some print strings. So on blend out, uninterrupted. So we just do uncompleted as well. Okay. What happens here? So nothing happens. So like literally nothing is getting. That's kind of okay. So the notifies, it makes sense. Like I don't blame that. But literally none of the other ones. Okay, so let's. Well, we're not doing anything with notifies anyway. Can we start it at bash? Okay. So none of this seems to kind of be working. Okay, can I do like wait delay? Let's forget about the wait input thing. Let's also see if this gets called. Say 1 second, yeah? Alright, so it doesn't jump to that section. Play montage and wait. Let's try this one. Maybe I've just been using the wrong task this whole time, because, you know, that happens from time to time, because I'm kind of an idiot. Yes, I'm an idiot. Okay. Okay. We do this. Then we do this. Then on completed endability. I guess on any of these endability. Well, let's see what this looks like. I mean, that looked cool. But yeah, this whole thing with, I gotta fix that where, like, if you press it too quickly, I think it has something to do with the input. Enhanced input, actions, what was it, block? Or is it actually in the context? Block, triggers, hold and release. We'll change that threshold time. Let me just see if that, yeah. All right, so it doesn't really give it time now to kind of reverse. But at least it's not broken. Like, you don't stay that way. So you charge. Now, is there turn in place? No, there isn't. So I guess when we release, we can launch a character, and so we're getting the control rotation. So I guess we can say set actor rotation. I guess we would want it. We also don't want to be able to move. You know, I don't think that would be a good idea. I want you to be, you know, kind of just hold. And then, like, whichever way you go. Oh, we'll have to clamp that eventually, but okay, let's just one thing at a time. Let me just see how this kind of just looks in general. At least we know our montage isn't stupid. I'm just happy to know that much. So we want to do everything except for pitch. We'll just want it to match. So for example, we're doing this and we look this way and then we kind of push towards that way, right? So it's like, wow. So yeah, we gotta do that. Guess we can also get a hero character. What is it? Input. Disable input. Disable movement. I don't think that's the right function. Let's see. Okay, it is. Okay, no, it's not. So toggle, I think it's like toggle move input, right? Move input. What are they? Yeah, ignore. So ignore move input. So we need the controller. So I guess we can get controller, right? So update the context here. So get a controller. And I guess we could just say We said ignore input. So we're charging. Okay, so we need to actually make it true so it ignores it. So you can do something like this. That'd be kind of cool. You can kind of bash people away, or you can charge it. And then bah! Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that, how that looks. So we just gotta do some stuff we gotta just add some stuff to our list. So what's on fixed shield? Fixed bug with quick tap for block and shield and not becoming smaller yet. We should try, maybe we could try looking into that real quick. We have like a little bit of time. I believe it's in the shield itself. So weapons, right? Shield. So event, and weapon block. Does this get called? Okay, it does. But it's because of this. Aha. Okay. So I guess we could just make a new variable. So it could be a boolean. So b and block. We could maybe do something like this. I just say, hey, no, is this not true? Good, and then I guess we could just take this timeline thing and tell it to stop. Stop. And let's see, quick, there we go. Now it's not growing bigger, so we gotta just make sure that's false. There we go. Boom. Now we have our bash. So there's a couple more elements that I want to add to it. I want to be able to draw like a marker or something so you can kind of just see where you're gonna go. And then maybe some cool gameplay cue where it charges or you know, maybe have like a camera shake or something. Add some really nice, interesting polish to this. So let's see. So fix shield. I fixed the first bug. Let me just put that back into a bullet point list. How do I do that? Oh, fuck. Look at the reproducible mode where crouch you can uncrowd. Okay. Let's add a to-do list here. So prototype shield bashability. Okay, so that's kind of like what we're doing. So what we need to add. Maximum distance threshold to be able to bash. We need to add a gameplay cue for interesting VFX, SFX, camera shake, this in queue. And then some sort of marker indicator of distance to be traveled based on current time. So that's the kind of stuff that we'll need to add. And then obviously like convert VP to plus at the end. So that's all well and good. That's added and everything's saved. Cool. Stupid bugs. All right, cool. Pretty happy with the results that we have right now. Looks good. So it's like, wow. Yeah, I think we also need to, I guess we can move this to the beginning. So we remove that. It should be okay. I don't mind snapping right now. So we're looking, say we're looking here, we're blocking, then we gotta do it like that, right? Okay, so yeah, again, it's only gonna be an hour tonight. I'm only gonna do small streams here and there. So thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it, for stopping by, Sapi and Casper. Thanks for stopping by, Derp Gamer and Yoshi Boy. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it as well. I think we'll do a stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. It depends on, you know, if I'm going out with a friend. We're gonna do some day drinking, so who knows how that's gonna end up. But I'm actually pretty excited to continue working on this shield bash. Excuse me. So we'll definitely we'll get to a good place by the end of the week. I think. I hope. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you soon. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're working on Project Hero, an action RPG game made from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, gameplay ability system plugin, all of that jazz. So the last couple of streams, we've been working on our shield bash ability, and we've gotten pretty good so far. We have it pretty much kind of working, quote unquote, because we can actually like perform the dash and everything. But you know, there's still some issues with it, and things we need to add to it and things like that. Because for example, like we can use it, but like we can't move until like until a certain part of it. So like I feel like we have to add some sort of blending to it, or like, you know, you'll be like, because what we do is we ignore input for movement while this is happening. So we have to probably maybe add some sort of notify to our animation montage, so that we can pretty much let this happen earlier. So we gotta just like one of these is, yeah, shield ability thing, right? So maximum distance threshold to be able to bash. We have to add that. Let me just add this part to it. Add notify to enable movement input sooner. And we have to do like a couple different kind of gameplay cues and like camera shakes and stuff like that to give it the kind of like polish that we want as well. I'm trying to think what else we would need to do for this for today. You know, obviously convert everything to C++. Let's just go down the list. We do a couple different things. So let's just kind of go down the list, right? So we'll add a notify to this montage. So I believe it's under hero, ability, shield bash. Go here, open up. Oh, I should really get my water. I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. So we have our blueprint, right? And we have, like, we're setting reactor rotation and everything. But this is where we're ignoring the input. And we basically say, like, on completed, on blend out, on interrupt, on cancel, and everything like that. So there should be a play montage and wait for notifying. So we have this added stuff where we can add notifies into here. So let's just update what task we're using. We'll call this shield bash animation. Drove that in, and obviously we did so uncompleted, blend out, uninterrupted, canceled. We plug that in. So in theory, nothing should change. Obviously, let's open up the animation montage as well, just so we can have our frame of reference here. So start bash is the beginning section, so we can always just say start bash. Or, you know, spell it right. Start bash. So now it should just look and perform about the same. Right? So what we could do, so after we have like a bash loop and everything, but it's gonna be at the end here, we go like that. So I think after that, we can add a new notify. I'm just trying to think, where does it go? That section. We'll do add new notify track. Add notify. So there should be montage notify. I guess we don't need this track. Let's just remove that track. So notified name, we'll call it enable movement. And we should be good there. We don't really have to mess with any other settings really. You know, you have the event, you could do queued, but we could just do branching point. It should be fine. So now what we can do, obviously we'll leave that there, but we should be able to do a switch on this and then unnotify begin. And we don't want a default pin, we just want to add a new pin with that new thing that we have. And let's just do a print string so we know that it's working. We can just print the notified name just to be more robust, or not robust, I guess robust, or explicit, I guess is the better word. So now we charge enable movement, yeah? So now what we should be able to do, I think we should be able to do something like this. And it should end the ability when we start trying to walk. Okay. So there is the problem where, like, I guess maybe we want to, this is tricky. So it's, of course, never as easy as we'd expect it to be. Because the issue is, I believe, is that it's a full body. So maybe we just do upper body. Well, let me just let's grab this. Let me delete that from that one. Can I add it explicitly to... Yeah, so it does it like that. So really that's the problem. Like, why can't it be like over here? You know what I mean? So what can we do here? Let's look, for example. Let's just see what breaks and what doesn't break. We'll do the loop like that, and then shield bash like that. So I wonder what happens. But it just doesn't work as well as you'd think. Maybe we could just do endability here. Let's just see what that looks like. And obviously we're gonna have to update our animation again. We can just get rid of this slot, delete slot, and then add our bash back in. And then, yeah, we gotta update this notify position, so somewhere like that. It's okay. Let's look. Okay. So that works a lot better, and I guess we can move it somewhere around there. And obviously, just as self precautions here, let's do stuff like that. So we're sprinting. It would be kind of cool. I'm just having another idea. It would be cool, like when you're sprinting and you try to block. If, like, I don't know, you do some sort of like cool, like slide with it, and you kind of slide into like position, or like he throws like the sword down, and you kind of can surf on it, like in like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That'd be kind of interesting, maybe. Wow. Yeah, we gotta fix that. We're not rotating. Okay, so we gotta do this in a couple different places actually. So we could do something like that. Okay, so we got, let's just look at again the animation. So we go, yeah, cool. So let's go back to our checklist here. Okay, we're done there. Okay, or just not, yeah, there we go. So we want to add maximum and minimum distance thresholds, right? Because like right now, if you quickly hold, you don't really go far. If you quickly tap, you're not going to go very far. So what I would like to better figure out, I want to have like, minimum and maximum distances. And actually we can probably use these values when we want to draw some sort of marker or indicator marker or something that kind of grows over time. So you can kind of just see how, you'll kind of get a better idea how far you travel. So I'll say, let's go ahead, let's make some variables. There could be, they could be integers if we really wanted to. So yeah, we'll make them integers. So minimum distance, and then we can duplicate maximum distance. So minimum different distance, that's a good question. Obviously we're dealing with unreal units, so that's centimeters. So I think a distance, we'll say 3 meters minimum, and the maximum we'll say 800, so 8 meters, so 800 centimeters I should say. So how do we want to go ahead and calculate this? So like so bare minimum distance traveled, we want to, so we're timesing it by 1,000. So we have time held, right? So there's a mapping, right? So map range clamped. So in range it's gonna be minimum 0.1. We'll say from 0. We'll say 5. Maybe we'll say 3 seconds will be our max charge time. So maybe we'll need a variable for that. We'll make that a float. Max charge time. Say 3 seconds. So say something like that. Outrange is going to be minimum and maximum. And for the sake of checking everything, do a different string, and we'll just simply we don't have to really end the ability or anything, right? Yeah. No, we can just jump montage section. So we'll compile that. So we're going to basically see, we should see a value between minimum 300 and 800. So we got 300. Wait for a couple seconds. We got 800, right? So now, not like how do we kind of guarantee that's the distance that we're traveling? Because we have like this velocity and everything. Because if I put that in there, you know, we're not going to be moving too much. Right? You see? Or at all. Which is interesting. Well, okay, hold on. Whoops. Convert pin float. I think this was 1,000. And we're not traveling at all. So again, because like last time, how we had it implemented, we were taking into account time held. Let me convert this pin. This should be okay. Oops. So let's see now. Okay, yeah, see? So that looks decent, yeah? So that's 3,000. So let's just look what this looks like. So we might have to... Yeah, see how that doesn't really go too far. Let's just look at our max distance here. Very far. So I think we have to change this. I guess we can multiply this by 10. I think that might give us a more accurate distance for our bash. Kind of. Maybe 5? That looks good. Like, bam. And let's look at a full charge. That looks good, I think. So again, I don't like you know, hard-coded values like that, where it's just a 5. So I guess we'll make another variable out of this. We'll say distance multiplier or something. So we got that. That looks good. So now we have to, like, so I think like one of the last things I want to do, is to figure out how to do this like ground marker indication of like that distance you'll travel. I want that to be some sort of visual confirmation of what you're doing. So I think that'll be a little tough, but let's first, I want to work on the camera shake, because I think it'd be very cool that while you're charging, it'll give you like a nice subtle camera shake, give you a little bit of that feel. And like maybe I don't know if it would be cool as well for like you're doing it and then the camera shakes. I don't know if we would want to like do like a subtle like zooming in too. We could kind of play around and find out really. So let's see. Is it gonna be under miscellaneous? Is there camera shakes? Is that a thing? Because I know it was in my where I was working, there were camera shakes. So I'm wondering. It has to be. It's somewhere. So animation, camera animation sequence, No, texture sounds. Yeah, no. Oh, gameplay is just gonna be that. FX. Foliage, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it would be under miscellaneous, but it's just not. Haptic feedback, what the fuck is groom? Okay. Let's do some research here. UE5 camera shakes. The ultimate camera shake tutorial. Alright, so this is Unreal Engine 4.27 documentation. Okay, so it's blueprint. Okay, let's see. Blueprint class, camera shake. So camera shake base. Maybe we would need to make an extended class for this. Maybe not. For funsies, let's go ahead and do that. So tools, new C++ class, all classes, camera shake base. Let's make a folder for this. Camera. Oops, no. Camera. Don't say hero. Camera shake base. And we'll go ahead and create that class. And yeah, I want to have. I don't know if it can be done in one camera shake or if I should make two. But you know, first we'll do with the whole shaking thing. I'm curious how we can maybe have a camera shake increase intensity over time. So enable this only allow a single inch of the shake to play at a time. Okay. Perlin noise is that. Sine waves. Sequence shake generates shakes using camera animation contained within a camera animation sequence. Maybe we need to do something like that. Or like we have to like, I don't want to have to like manually kind of create this camera shake, you know? Like when I say manually, I mean like literally like hand place these locations and rotation things. It'd be very upsetting to like have to do that because it's a lot of work. But let's see. All right, so it's compiling. Okay, so it failed to compile because there's no file there. That's not a problem. We know how to fix that. So this include, we just gotta say hero. And I think that's it. I don't think we have to do anything else in here unless we want to explicitly tell this camera class to do something, which right now we don't. We just kind of explicitly are making a camera class. So let's just see if this compiles now. Should. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked by my phone too. How's everybody doing? Last day of August, not the last day of summer though. Still got a couple. I don't know, when's the last day of summer? Is it like September or something? Alright. So now, once this is all said and done, I wonder if you can update like a camera shake's intensity dynamically. That would be kind of cool. Because like the one thing, the one unfortunate thing about gameplay abilities is they don't support tick, like event tick. So we can't really kind of feed anything over time. But let's try. So let's just add a camera shake just to make sure it works, and then we'll kind of go into the specifics in a second. So blueprint class, hero camera shake. Go. So we'll just say camera shake. So CS. Now we'll just call it shield bash and camera shake underscore shield bash. Yeah, I hate naming. I'm always like not 100% sure. Would there be a way to start with animation data, influence the shake from that? Well, for sure. Because like built into camera shakes, there's these patterns, and you can do a sequence camera shake pattern, and you can create you can actually create a sequence. And then you can do the play rate and scale, and stuff like that. So like maybe that would be the idea, or like can we somehow adjust that from there? Let me just see if I can. Is there? All right, let's create a camera animation sequence, for example. So, so hero, abilities, shield bash. Here, we'll just say, camera animation sequence or shield bash. So this is kind of what we were looking at earlier. You have this sequence curve, and potentially maybe we can adjust the scale. So there should be like play camera shake. I don't know if we want to play world camera shake. So take the translation rotation data from the shield, normalize it some limits. I'm not sure what you're trying to say with that. Like, why would I take the translation rotation data from the shield? I think because with the simple kind of camera shake, I kind of want, like, maybe I'm just kind of overthinking it, you know? And I just have to just make a decent camera shake that lasts a second, and then have it, I don't know, loop, and we adjust the scale or something like that. Or it could just be a consistent, like, I would like, you know, the ideal thing here is like as you're charging, the camera shake is getting a little more and more and more intense until it reaches like these like apex of how intense it can be, and then you kind of let go, camera shake stops and stuff like that. So let's remove the context sensitive thing here, because I know there's other ways to play a camera shake, and I think it involves the player controller. Camera shake. So there's start. So place a camera shake on this camera, and the target is a player camera manager. Maybe we need that, and we'll just take this. Yeah, okay. And we have to get a reference now to the camera manager, which should be pretty straightforward. It shouldn't be a big deal. There should be access to it. Let me put on context sensitive again. Camera. Okay, nothing. Nothing came up. Camera manager. Get camera. What we got? So there's get camera. And this should have manager, right? Let's see. Camera shake, no. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was the player controller. Let's see. Get controller. Camera. No? What does this return? Returns controller for this actor. Get controller. What do we have here? Let's take off context sensitive again. Get camera manager. Like, so there's one in game. So get owning player camera manager. That's a widget. Okay. Get camera manager. So there's one from game. Yeah, what the hell? So this is a player controller object, and this is just a controller object. Get controller. Nope. Hold on, let me turn on context sensitive again. Get controller. Like a get player controller. Okay, I guess I have to cast this, and I don't want to have to cast, but whatever, we'll do it. I don't know why I don't like to cast. I'm just being stupid, I think. So we'll do that. Cast player controller. Actually, no. Cast a hero player controller. Like that. See if cast fails. We'll just have the ability. That'll be a good way for us to know. I'll say player controller. I can't spell. Player controller. Boom, boom. And we should be able to just put that in instead. Then we can just kind of replace it where we have it. And it should be theoretically a-okay. Okay. Now I should be able to do that. Yes. Yes. Boom. Casting is, I guess, only a problem if you want the ability to work for NPCs also. Well, yeah, like, for sure, like, that's definitely a good point. Like, as long as, like, for example, you know, everything kind of, like, all the characters, right now, this says hero player character, but we have also hero character, and then player derives from hero character. So, yeah, it really depends on how I want to set up abilities later on for NPCs. Maybe there'll be a lot of rewriting that I would have to do if I want these things to be shared, because that would be pretty sweet if they were. So yeah, that's a very solid point, and we would definitely need to look into that. That's what we end up deciding we want to do. So we want to start the camera shake somewhere around here, and I guess we'll need to just get a reference to this camera shake. Let's just move things down. Kind of make things clean. And so eventually with the camera shake, we'll want it to stop. We'll want it to stop, for example, in here, right? So we should be able to see it. No, so there's, can't really do anything with that. End? So, do I really have to, like, call this and be like, stop camera shake? Is this the shake instance? Yes. Cool. So, do something like that. So we got that going. So obviously now, you know, we have this sequence that we have. Just for the sake of testing something out, let's change this to, I don't know, wave oscillator. So duration, we'll say 3 seconds. Location. think I don't need to change anything. Like, just for sake of testing it, just should make something move. Maybe I can just make that 10 just so it's gonna have more dramatic. So let's see what happens. Okay. At least we know. At least we know it works. It's maybe a little too intense. So let's just turn that back to 1. So I wonder. Trying to think out loud, but maybe I'll ask the internet. Let's see, UE4. How I would want to say this? Dynamically update camera shake intensity. Adding camera shakes, blah blah blah, camera tip, bang, bang, bang. Okay, so not much going on here. Does it work to have abilities conditionally do something whether the pawn is possessed by a player or not? What I mean is, in this case, if the pawn has player control or player is not, don't bother. In that case, the code is ready for NPCs also. It could definitely be that way for sure. You can always have those checks if you really want to have these abilities shared within NPCs, which could make sense for sure. So in these checks, at the very beginning, you could just be like, okay, is AI controlled? Yes. Okay, do that. This thing, that thing. It also really just depends on how crazy the abilities are. Do you really want to have a huge, you'll have to kind of pick and choose what, kind of like how you mentioned, like, okay, if it's AI controlled, don't play a camera shake. But also, I don't think it would it wouldn't even matter. Because you wouldn't see the camera shake, and plus this controller wouldn't even work. Yeah, you're making good points. Don't get me wrong. It just really depends on how you would want to set up these abilities. And thinking about NPCs is so far off of my radar. I'm just trying to get some interesting player abilities anyway. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, we had okay, so I think we need to do a sequence. So play rate, scale, blah blah blah. So random segment, can you is there anything, why is there a graph? Okay, I'm asking too many questions. Okay, so let's open this. So transform, location. So how does this work? Is this 3 seconds down here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not even close to 3 seconds. It's a lot more. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. But maybe I need to have, it'd be kind of gross to do 3 camera shakes, right? I want it to kind of escalate over time. And then, on the final one, it just stays very intense. It would be kind of stupid to make 3 1-second camera shakes. The first second is weak, second medium, and the third one strong, and it stays. But I don't think that's really much of a good idea. Is there any information here? Do I have to really watch this camera shake thing?
And we'll use 50 again. Say that we're always going to down to the end.
Okay, so that gave me absolutely nothing. Camera shake in 4 minutes. Maybe we could do that.
What is up, guys? Today, blueprints.
Alright, did he have the example of what this camera shake look like?
What is up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how you can set
Uh-huh.
camera shakes and how you can use them in your level or in a cinematic. So let's get into it.
Okay, so maybe there's an easy way to do this.
Variety of scenes, more exciting. Whether you want a shake when your character takes damage, whether you're trying to make a cinematic more intense, or whether you just want to shake things up a bit for the sake of it. So first we need to actually make the shake. So let's right click in our content folder and select blueprints. Click the all classes drop down, type in shake and select camera shake. Now double click to open it up. On the right we have all the different settings. Oscillation duration being how long the shake lasts, and the blend in and out being how fast the shake fades in and out. Then rotation the frequency is how
Let's keep skipping ahead.
node, and bring in a reference to our
Yeah, that's camera shake. Yeah.
we can select our now under our camera we can select track. Under camera shake we can select our shake. So that will now add our shake to the timeline, and if we move over it we can see
Aha.
occurring.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was you, Seb. I remember the shirty. The shirty name.
So guys,
So I had a feeling it was you. I just didn't say anything. It's good to see you. How you doing, man? Okay, so I think I got my answer here because I can have different camera shakes. So this is like the sequence, right?
this helped you is now camera we can select track. Under camera shake we can select our shake. So that will now add our shake to the timeline, and if we move over it we can
Okay, I'm trying to think out loud now. So let me just see. How does he do this again?
shake. Camera,
Okay, so he does a
now add our shake.
track. Huh? Camera shake that. Okay, so maybe okay. Hear me out. Let's try something here. So hero shake. So we'll say camera shake shield bash small. And we'll say it's a second. All right, we'll do simple wave oscillator. So timing duration 1 second, blended out time is fine, I think. So location, so amplitude, I don't think we care about, but I think we want to make this like 3. And I guess for the sake of just testing everything, we could just see how these all kind of look as we go. So how you been, Seb? How's life? You doing okay? Okay, that might be okay. When the duration is okay, so 0 or less means infinite. Okay, so we want the last one to be infinite. So to duplicate, we'll say medium. Do it again. Arch. Don't really like how I'm naming these things, but whatever. So again, this could be 1 second, that's fine. So I guess frequency multiplier could be 5. Yeah, I'm doing good. Right now I'm in between jobs. So like today's technically my last day that people can fly, but I've been on vacation. I use the rest of my vacation days, and then next month on September 19th, I start at CD Projekt Red, so that's exciting. So I'm really pumped for that. I'm really excited. I hope things go well. All right, let's just look at this large one. That seems decent. Yeah, since they made that announcement, they're moving to Unreal Engine. Apply, apply for the job. So I'll be starting as a senior game designer, but half of my job will be educating on Unreal Engine blueprints and stuff like that. So it's gonna be super cool. I'm excited. Okay, so we got all our camera shakes. So in theory, what we should be able to do is add a track, add camera shake. So we'll do small, medium, and then large. Game design, nice. It's good to have game design program experience. Yeah, I don't know why they gave me game design, because like at People Could Fly, I was a technical designer. So it's kind of confusing to me why they just made it game design. But whatever. Okay, so I don't see anything. Okay, let's see. All right, so that doesn't really look like anything. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think we got no other choice but to fuck around and find out, if you will. So we got this, so we should be able to put this back in here. Oops. Let's see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Cool. Still nothing. All right, let's just make one track here. So I'll say 10. Add a track. And then make this 0. There we go. So let's just see if this makes a movement. No. Interesting. So it's what? Camera shake, shield dash. So play rate. Single instance, I guess. It's interesting, like, because like
timeline, and if we move over it, we can see our shake is now occurring. If you want to learn more about separation of free actual shake, what your full blueprint, but this can be done in almost any blueprint. Making sure that for the shake location will make your answer for your cinematics. So let's quickly create a level sequence.
I'm confused by this.
Now under our camera, we can select track. Under camera shake, we can select our shake. So that will now add our shake to the timeline, and if we move over it, we can see our shake.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been trying to get technical design roles. This thing where I am at. People are into it, but hard to find the right candidate. Curious how you see the role. It's a kind of a tricky role, I suppose, because when I was working at People Can Fly, but as principal, I was trying to kind of change how that role was working. Because like the main issue that we had was a lot of, like, for Outriders, for example, a lot of the player abilities and the mods and everything, like a lot of the heavy lifting was done in blueprints. And because of that, and because we were trying to support last generation consoles, we had a lot of optimization issues and performance issues. And one of the solutions that was made was by the engine team, and they basically made what's the term? basically they add like a delayed task queue. So basically we would have these functions and events that you basically say, okay, do this in the next available frame. Here's some priorities. You know, is this important? Is it not important? Things like that. And that led to a lot of bugs, especially like desynchronization between server and client, and it was just overall messy. So basically technical designers, all they did was really, especially for the DLC, you know, basically we were at the whims and will of the balance designers, where they kept wanting to change how different mods worked and how to do different things like that. And it was up to us to just really implement that into a blueprint. And if we really needed to, we would communicate with the gameplay programming team, be like, hey, we need this set of functions for this reason, for that reason, whatever. And honestly, it worked okay, and you know, but there was a lot of headaches involved. So what I wanted to try to change, and honestly, I don't know if they're going to follow the path that I set for their future projects. But basically, you know, you would have, you know, game designers come up with an idea for a skill, ability, whatever. Be like, okay, I think it would be cool. So, for example, the shield bash. Be like, it'd be cool if you're able to charge up, bash forward, deal damage, and then like the final strike, deal more damage or push back, knock back, whatever. And then basically the technical designer's like, okay, you know, let's just dirty prototype this real quick. Let's get this in your hands, expose some variables and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, here's some distance travel things you can change, here's this, and you can play around with it and see what you like. Once that prototyping phase is done, and you're like, okay, this works, it's nice, then the technical designer kind of cleans up everything and then starts planning how we can integrate this ability into code, and like what kind of ways we would want control over it from code. So for the shield bash, for example, if this was all code, like what things that we would need to have exposed into blueprints so that we can do some little extra things if we want to like expand on it without having to go into code. So it's basically, okay, we need, like, for example, we need an event for, you know, when you release it, right? So you'll have like a custom event saying, okay, on release, you call the parent of that event or that function, and then you do whatever extra stuff you want to do. Or you tell them what kind of variables we want to have exposed, so that we have more control over it, for, you know, so you can pull some information or data from tables, curve tables and stuff like that, so balance teams or whatever can have control over it. So, you know, you would want to be able to control how much damage it does, how far you can go, the speed you can go, blah 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 blah. So basically you kind of architect how you want this ability to look like, and how you want it to work, and how you would integrate it with code. And then you would sit down with an actual gameplay programmer and integrate that and be like, okay, you know, here's the blueprint logic. We need to move these big chunks to code. This is where the heavy lifting is doing. Obviously with something like a shield bash, not a lot of heavy lifting, but just for the sake of argument, we could just say, okay, I want to move, you know, the launch character thing C++, and, you know, and maybe we can move a couple other things or something like that. And then it's like, okay, and then the coder does that. And then say, you know, in the case of Outriders, you have a mod, say you have a special tunic in this game. It's like, oh, this tunic then increases, you know, say you could do 2 shield bashes before the cooldown takes place or something like that. It's like, okay, you know, how can we integrate that, and kind of just loop over that. It's like, okay, we want to put this into code. How can we put this into code? Like, how can we check this? What kind of variable you need? And you kind of just architect it to that, and you kind of just let the programmers do the more heavy lifting stuff. And then, so there's more equal parts technical design doing the stuff in blueprints, and then the actual code. And so, you know, I'm not sure how 100% all this would work. You know, if there's a lot of bugs, then maybe programmers might get overwhelmed and the designer won't be overwhelmed, and like who do we want to be able to fix that kind of stuff. But there's a lot more exposed into code anyway, so they have, you know, better control of how everything kind of works. And obviously C++ is faster. You know, it really just depends on what you're doing and what you need to do and whether or not it's worth it. But so that's kind of like what my idea of a technical designer is. You know, obviously you would also work with other teams like artists and whatnot. You would just be like, okay, how can we integrate the VFX into this? How can we integrate the sounds into it? how can we add some polished layers, like camera shakes, like we're doing now. Like, you know, technical designers should know how to do camera shakes and stuff like that. So that's just my thinking. I don't know how much of that you agree with. That was kind of a long rant. But right now I can't even get this camera shake to work. So. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm definitely missing something.
Right, now, so what about using shakes in sequence?
Excuse me about my nose, it's stuffy.
So let's quickly create a level sequence and add a camera. Now, under our camera, we can select track. Under camera shake, we can...
Alright, let's just do what he did, right? So it was under cinematics and new level sequence. We'll just give it a default name, right? Okay.
select. Now, under our camera, we can select track.
So we just select this one. Then we can add camera shake. Oh wait. So like this. Okay. So something's happening. Well, let's see what this looks like. Do you have any kind of specific opinion on what technical designers should be doing? Or do you have anything in your mind? Or do you kind of more or less agree with what I was saying? All right, let's see. So there's definitely, this is definitely working. Well, I can see the useful list of having someone to be the glue between VFX sound programming. Yeah, like, it's just, it's definitely someone there. Like, say for example, you know, like there were cases on Outriders where we had like VFX that needed specific functionality. Like we needed beams, we needed to be able to dynamically change properties of these beams. So we, as technical designers, had to be able to communicate that to the VFX. Be like, okay, we need to expose a vector parameter so that we can update the endpoint of the beam or something like that. Some bullshit. Some also additional things for sound effects as well. You know, okay, we need to be able to control this, and basically we tell those people what tools we need in order to get the end result that we want, that the game designers want. Okay, we gotta update the camera shakes though. So I don't think there has. I think blend in and out time is a no-go. So let's just see what this looks like. So shake. So is this? I guess roll also covers the low detail-oriented designs. Yeah. And it's always hard too, because you know there's a time and a place for detail-oriented work. Right, you don't need to get into full details when you're just prototyping and finding the fun, right? Like I think there's getting too detailed too quickly can be a waste of time, and it's something I do a lot, where I get too detailed too quickly, and it wastes time, and I think it then also kind of marries you more to the idea, and then you'll get more butthurt if it just doesn't work out. You're like, oh, I had all these cool details, I had all this cool ideas, but it's not fun, and then you're pissed off, So there has to be a certain stage where it's like, okay, we have this working now. Let's kind of figure out the details. How can this work with the enemy design? How can this work with level design? And then try to figure out and answer those questions. And if you find through at that point, it's like, okay, you find something fun, and then it's like, okay, maybe I'm even contradicting myself. Where it's like, okay, you've reached these detailed oriented questions, and then you find out it just can't work, and so you basically wasted time prototyping, maybe for no reason. But then, maybe from that initial design, that prototyping, you can evolve it so that it does work with level design or against certain enemy designs or something like that. Let's see how this looks. It looks okay, but does this work? So we'll say new level sequence, right? Okay, so that doesn't even work here. Okay, great. So I basically just waste the time. Let's. Alright, so there's a reference to this here somewhere. Level. Hello. Nuke you out. Delete. So there should be what? So it's within a camera actor, right? So let me take out these camera shakes for a second. There's a camera component. Gonna add now camera shake. I was on the cusp of greatness. I thought I had it figured out. That's upsetting. Okay, well, maybe now. How can I handle this? Because now I have like 3 camera shakes. It's just a curve editor. But like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not moving. Maybe 10 is just not enough. It's just very subtle. Maybe, what if I made it 1,000? Okay, so it's literally, I think, moving the position to 0, 0, 0. So I don't think this is gonna work. At least I don't think so. So let's go back in here. is camera states a thing? No. There's camera actor, camera rig. Camera modifier? Okay, wait, maybe. Let's just take a look. Okay. So blueprint modify camera. Well, how the hell does that work? Right, I hear you. What I meant by detailed design is that there's designs that are what is possible to implement within a given team, skill, or adaptations. As a technically oriented person who has a foot in design, you can kind of bridge that kind of thing. Yeah, I see what you mean. So camera modifier. What the fuck does that do? So add new camera modifier. Let's see what happens. A new blueprint, camera modifier, yeah. And then in here, I guess let's just do a print string or something. I just want to know, like, is it being printed on tick? Oh. Okay. Whoops. Well, at least we know it's doing something, yeah. But does it break? There you go. So how could this possibly work? Is there any information there? UI5 camera modifier. Guess we can watch one of these videos.
Tomatoes?
Let me just stop the music.
Hello, and welcome to the video for what is camera modifier?
It's a good question.
Camera modifier is something you can apply to your camera manager, and it modifies the camera. So let me show you. In this case, I have our field of view changing. Time, as you can see here, it looks kind of like it's going in and out.
So I guess my push for technical design comes from wanting to see a more technical view on the design of the game, but the need for this depends on how technically proficient your designers are by default. Yeah, it's always good. Yeah, I'm trying to construct my sentence where it makes sense. Because it's always good to be able to have designers that can, on a technical level as well, kind of architect how the game works and like how things kind of interact with each other in that kind of way. You can't just be like, okay, I want these abilities from the player, and this is how each individual one should interact with each other. They should be able to know, like, within the gameplay ability system, okay. It's actually kind of interesting because we were considering there's the whole what's that plugin called? It's not the gameplay ability system plugin, it's the game feature plugin, where like you have a base game, and then you have these game features that act as like mods, and basically like the game feature knows about the base game, but the base game doesn't really know about the game feature. So like the game feature can't be explicitly be referenced within things within the base game, but things from the base game can be explicitly referenced in the game mod or the game feature. So it kind of makes you have to like design how you want these kind of features to interact and how they work. So it's more of like, I don't want to say object oriented because that's not what I mean, but like for example, with the gameplay ability system, you can have like a more event driven way of handling things. So you could just say, for example, you have an ability, the ability spawns a sphere, like an overlap sphere, and then anything that overlaps it will be set on fire or something like that. And so all this sphere really does is that when it overlaps with this actor, it sends that gameplay event like event dot on fire, and it's up for that thing to kind of handle it. So instead of like in the blueprint, so say for example you have this overlap sphere, you get the overlapped actor. Instead of having to cast to like player character to do one thing and then NPC character to do another, you just literally just send this event to the actor, and the actor has an ability or something that handles that, and then it spawns a gameplay queue. It does damage over time. So having designers be able to kind of architect and think like that, where it's like, okay, how can we make this more systemic, kind of from the start, I think it's beneficial. So you don't have to, because like with Outriders, it was pretty much like holding everything, and I guess it was the same. You remember Aquanox? It was a lot of things are like held up by like glue. You make one fix and then it completely destroys something else, and then you fix that and then something else. It's all messy and things like that. So being able to kind of from the ground up build something like that, where things are so independent from one another that you can you don't always guarantee that like you'll break something if you try to fix something else, kind of thing.
And then I have a chromatic aberration effect on my player itself using post-processing.
Oh my god, I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that.
A camera modifier itself and how we would create one, and then how
Yeah, scaling a game is tough.
we'd want to go to blueprint class. We want to search for
Alright, I gotta pay attention to this tutorial. I gotta figure out how this modifier works.
There are other ones. We want camera modifier. Select it. We'll name it whatever we want. So we'll go with camera modifier new one, because my old one's called test that we're using. Now if we open it up, it's got some values in here. We have our defaults, and we want to look at these for a second. But basically we're going to have two events and functions that we're going to be able to override to modify our camera at runtime. Now we have a debug checkbox if we want to enable debug. We have the ability to make this exclusive.
How do you do? I wonder how the debug works for this.
0 priority through 255 priority. The higher the priority, the higher the order is applied. Exclusive makes it only this priority. So if you want to stack different modifiers, each modifier may be a different effect. Sometimes you may want them exclusive. You have an alpha in and an alpha out for time. So when we apply this, how long does it take to apply? And when we get rid of it, how long does it take to go away? That's what these values are for. Now the way this works is we have two functions we can override over here. We go to functions, override, we have modify.
Okay, yeah, post-process,
modify camera. Override one of these two values, these functions, and then you can do stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete these. One thing to note is if you look at our existing camera modifier that I've got set up here, and you can see I've overridden both.
So blueprint, modify your camera. Okay, so it's doing FOV.
So these overriding the post process and the camera. Now the post process is simple. It gives you the delta time since the last update in case you want to use it, and then you output a new blend weight and a post process setting stack. In this case, I want these.
All right, let's mess around real quick. Let's just type in delta time into that. Put the music back on for us. So we're going to have to end the stream shortly. All right, so delta time is nothing, right? Okay. So what did you do?
Right, the camera modifier that
Get game time in seconds. Like, does it remove? How do we remove it? So let's not worry about the camera shake anymore. 'Cause I don't think that's what we want. So is there like? Let's see. Well, I mean we have this right. Camera modifier. Remove camera modifier. Okay. Because I'm curious how this will work. We hold it. We let go. So it pretty much continues. So it is getting game time. But okay, so how do I calculate like time passed? Do I just have to like add this to something? It's like increment. Oh no, I'm kind of dumb. So we'll I don't think this is gonna change anything, right? Yeah. No, it's just adding. It's literally adding one. I'm stupid. So we'll promote to local variable. What I'm hoping is like literally just gives us the time. No. So how do I calculate time passing? Before blueprint, get time passed. So we get real time seconds. No. I'm kind of stupid. There's what, get real time in seconds. Okay, we're definitely on the right track. Kind of getting the idea of what I need to do here. Just gotta get this information right. Give me just a second here. Before calculate time from delta time. There's delta time. Maybe random unit vector and cone in degrees. So you have to it adds the modifier here and it returns the object, and then you tell it to remove it when you want to remove it. Let's just see what this looks like. Oh God. Okay. It's all right. Um. Basically, what he's doing: get game time in seconds, and then that does modules 1. Do I have to do like 3? All right, I'm gonna try to do something weird. um. Let's just do what he's doing exactly and just see what the fucking result is. So go 0, 1. I don't know if this is even a good idea either. That's pretty funny. Okay. Nope. Yo, what's up, Patrick? How you doing? You know how it is. So random. Yeah, I had this chest tattoo for, I don't know, 2 years now. uh, Maybe I have to do something like this. I feel like it's gonna just keep adding, and it's gonna be very disoriented. Okay, so it's not really doing anything. I'm surprised with that. Maybe 20. It's kind of weird. Like, it looks like it's shaking, but I can't really tell. Let's just, all right, let's go wild. Why is it shaking me? That's interesting. Too wild. The wild thornberries. I don't know why I thought of that. um. I mean, that kind of works, but so now how do I like? Do I have to like lerp float? I don't think this is gonna work, but we'll see. No. I gotta do interpolate, like, yeah, F interp 2. So this is delta. So current. We'll say 0 and target is 200. I do something like that. Interrupt speed, we'll say 5. Let's try 20. Maybe too much? I don't know. Let's print out this value. Just gotta go immediately to 20. No, it's just staying at 40. That's weird. Can I say like get game time? Get delta time. I got world delta seconds. It's still the same nonsense. I don't know what I'm doing. This gonna break it? Alright, let's nuke all that. So I should just slowly move away, right? Alright, so it just does it once. So maybe I could just do a random float in range. -5 and 5. It's a little much. The idea's there. So I don't really like how this is looking. It's just too much. Okay. We'll have to think about this more next time. I'm gonna end the stream tonight. Seb and Patrick, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. We'll probably stream some more tomorrow. So just keep an eye out for that. We're not almost done. We still got a little bit. So like we got to look into this camera shake a little bit more. We got to do this visual indicator. Maybe some. We don't have to add gameplay cues or anything yet. But yeah, converted to BP to C++, that's also a big one. So we're gonna figure all that out. We're gonna try to figure out the best way to do this camera shake, because I'm not 100% sure the best way to do this. Because like maybe I would like to have just one camera shake that we just change the intensity with over time. So it kind of just sucks that like we don't have the event tick or anything in gameplay abilities. There's no real, even though we can do timers and stuff like that, but I don't know if we really would want to do that. So we want to like maybe try to find something. But can we do some sort of ticking in gameplay abilities? Because I want to be able to like update the intensity, right, over time. And I'm curious if we can even do that either. So let me just add that as a question here. Okay. So that's where I'm gonna leave it for tonight. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.